All right, welcome back everyone. Dr. Ben, not a real doctor here. And today let's talk about how split squats can actually help with your knee pain. There are a few causes of knee problems. Most people tend to focus on structural problems. This is your arthritis, ligament damage, meniscus, cartilage, stuff like that. These are often acute injuries, or they're injuries that have been caused by long-term chronic misuse. The more common contributors to knee pain and long-term knee dysfunction are tight ankles and tight hips. We're actually not going to talk about those today. We're going to talk about another possible cause of knee problems. We're going to talk about issues with your quads. So real quick, your quads or your quadriceps is a group of 4 muscles. You have your vastus medialis, vastus intermedius, vastus lateralis, and rectus femoris. Because of heels on footwear, lots of sitting, stuff like that, we tend to be very quad dominant in the way we stand. So we use a lot of quad tension to hold ourselves up, and our quads are already chronically shortened and weak from lots of sitting and lots of disuse. Your quads extend your knee, so the solution is to extend your knee more. So what happens if you already have knee pain and you want to use split squats to help fix your knee pain? Let's talk about that first. All right, so step 1, you already have knee pain. You want to use split squats to help with your knee pain. There's a simple way to do this. So get into your split squat stance, all right? And the width of your feet doesn't matter so much. You can do a split squat from any position of your feet. So pick a position that feels comfortable because we want to make this as simple as possible. Now what you're going to do is as you do your split squat, if you start to feel pain, that's too deep, all right? So only go as deep as is comfortable. That may just be a few inches for right now, but that's okay because that's going to improve over time. You're looking to just do nice, light, easy reps, not blow yourself out, and just slowly build up your range of motion. If you're going into pain, you're triggering your nervous system, and you don't want to trigger your nervous system. You want the muscles to learn to relax and move on their own. The other thing you want to do with this shorter range of motion is go very slowly so that you can feel the muscles contracting. Notice if your knee is dropping in or dropping out, and try and keep your knee tracking over your toes. It doesn't matter if your knee goes in front of your toes. That's something that scares everybody. It's not something to worry about. But you generally want to keep your upper body nice and tall and only go as deep as is comfortable. So that's the first thing, right? If you need to, you can put bolsters under your knee so you make sure you're going to the same depth every time. The next thing you want to do is work on varying the width of your feet, right? So putting your feet closer together is going to change the range of motion that you use. And you may find that some widths are more comfortable and you can use more easily than others. So you want to play with the different widths of your feet to find out where you're more or less stable. Still keeping the knees tracking over the toes and watching for internal-external rotation of your hip. Now, what if your knee is dropping to the inside or the outside? There's a pretty simple way to work this out and teach your body to correct for that. So if your knee is dropping to the inside, so if my knee's dropping here, I'm going to put the weight to the side that the knee's dropping into, right? So if it's my left leg is dropping in, I'm going to hold on to the kettlebell or whatever you're using in your right hand. What's going to happen is as your knee comes in, you're going to start to torque and your body is going to have to make a correction. This extra resistance makes the drop in bigger, which will trigger your body to create a reaction. You can do the same thing with resistance bands. So if you have a resistance band and your knee's dropping in, you put the resistance band so it pulls your knee in. That's going to trigger your external rotation, and you'll correct for that. And over time, you'll build up the motor pattern that will keep your knee from dropping in. Likewise, if your knee is dropping out, you're going to hold on In this case, left leg dropping out, hold the kettlebell in your left hand. And again, that'll make you drop out more and force your body to correct. Now, as you progress in your split squats, you're going to be tempted to add some resistance. Make sure that you're working on range of motion first. You want to be able to go all the way to the ground with good form before you start adding too much resistance. Because it's more important to be able to do the full range of motion than to be able to do a half rep with 50 pounds of weight. So make sure you're focusing on improving range of motion before you're focusing too much on adding resistance. And lastly, don't forget that you can add complexity. So you don't have to go for a rounded balance beam like I have here. You can start with a 2x4. Complexity is going to challenge all of those muscles you've spent time restoring range of motion to. It's going to teach your muscles to fire faster, and so you're going to stabilize more quickly with small motions rather than big wobbly motions. All right? So this is just extra challenge in a way that doesn't involve resistance. This is going to give you much more mobile, robust knees. It's also going to have the effect of improving the range of motion in your ankles and your hips, which is going to make it less likely that you're going to have more knee problems in the future. Properly performed split squats improve your mobility in your hips, your knees, your ankles. It builds strength, it builds balance between your quads and your hips. It is a fantastic exercise that you should make a regular part of your movement practice. If you're going to use split squats to help with knee pain, I recommend working on it a little bit every single day. So take 5 minutes here and just do some partial reps. Turn around, do some partial reps. And just every so often, work this out. Get those muscles used to moving in those ranges of motion. It's going to go a long way to help open up those quads, make you start using your glutes and your hips more again, and get a good balance between the front and the back of your body. Anyway, that's how you can use split squats to help with knee pain. If you liked the video, smash the thumbs up, share the video with your friends, and if you haven't already subscribed, please consider subscribing. Tell me what you think of split squats down in the comments below. I'd love to hear your experience with them. Until next time, keep your life in motion.